say Amma, and I noticed that he didn't say that to my from Fortress. Cora CEO come over there, and then said we Cora CEO come over there, and then said we hire high school students. This guy, I told that you're not going to take a job, you have to go to college. So he did rules from me. And I dropped him at Cora. He said, I'm going for a contest, mom. And then after a couple of days, he's talking to someone else. I'm right next to him. Oh, it's about the contest. He got a call from Whistleblower. He negotiated. He got a sign-on bonus. He got a stock option. He made up his choice. On a Saturday, he's telling, I'm not going to UCSC. I'm taking up a job. I'm going to. If you don't agree, I'm an adult. I can make my decision. And then, like, slowly, I try to make him understand. Look, I put some kind of, goals or something. If these met, then you're on right track. You don't need a degree. And if these are not met, then you need to consider. And then he said, like, if he doesn't get in the Ivy League college, he doesn't want to go to college. And UC Berkeley came and he accepted. When he was in first year, he participated in inter-college contests in China, and he really enjoyed it. Next year, there was Kegel contest, and in the Kegel contest, he stood seventh, and he won $100,000 award. We both didn't even know because he's such a humble guy. He never spoke about it, and Dad found somewhere, Balaji found somewhere, and then he said, "Look, Suchir has contest." That's how he was.
So he truly was a very humble and extremely intelligent and self-discovery and confident child out there. So this is a journey from his childhood to getting into a college. Tell us a little bit about his whole journey, where he started and how did he landed up at the end.
Actually, the algorithm was his passion, and he was learning the machine learning by himself. And when he was in high school, I used to see programs keep running on his computer. I wasn't aware what it is. He downloaded the machine learning data by himself, and he was mastered it. And his TSA competition was in machine learning. Obviously, he tried three different internships, and the first is Scale.ai, that's also AI, and also OpenAI, and that was the cutting edge field. He felt it's going to serve his objective, and he considered OpenAI as his employer once he graduated.
So that was his first employer. Um, Tell us how and when did you come to know about, I understand the timeline from the last time you saw him to the time you saw him last time.
Yeah, I saw him last time for Father's Day. We went to a restaurant and had lunch and for a movie. Uh, he likes science fiction movies, and he always thinks something innovative. I can see that. He always, a novel, I can say. He doesn't want to follow the novel. And he always thinks in different ways, I mean, how to solve the problems. I came to know, came to know from his ex-boss. He has done some new way of fine-tuning the chat GPT, and it made it faster to give the results. So that way, he is always thinks in a way how to make improvements in a new way. So that is one of the strengths I found out. Uh, yeah.
So how did you come to know that Suchir is no more? When did you come to know?
Was calling him on this last weekend when he was there. So that time I didn't think, I thought he was going somewhere with his friends in the weekend. It was a weekend, nobody can think anything else. So I was telling her not to worry, and because we are going on with friends. So after Saturday, Sunday also, I tried, and also.
But you did go for watching the movie on the Friday. So Friday you met him, right?
Oh, this is last year, that Father's Day. And I spoke to him the
But
Friday night.
Friday
Okay.
night you spoke with him.
Yeah.
And Saturday, Sunday, you did not hear anything from him?
Yes, we are trying to call him just one or two times and see whether he's there, but he was not answering. But we didn't suspect that anything happens like that. Maybe he was busy with his work or something. And Sunday we tried a few times, and then she got some doubt. And she was asking, I was consoling her, no, 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 something like that. Then Monday, one day we got some something. It is not normal with her. Then we gave a complaint for, um, and they told they will check. And,
So who was the first one who actually got to where Suchir was?
He was not feeling well, so I went there and my car had some tire problems, so Balaji told me, take me to Renko. And when I called our dispatch, they said like, unless you are there, you can't enter into the apartment complex with them. I did give him this in-person complaint, he needed to be there immediately. And from there, like, I went to San Francisco and I just don't want to go through that, it's very traumatic.
Sorry for that. It is very hard and, this is not easy. So let me ask you the question. What details of the case are you openly sharing with everybody? What is the case all about? And is the case there? Um, are there any attorney involved that are filing up a case? Or are we just looking for investigation into the death?
So we know this is complex, so many factors, many data points, and we want thorough investigation. And given that it's like widespread AI network and AI community that would have been impacted by this witness and testimony, we want FBI to get involved in this, and that's where we need to support. We might do a vigil in front of FBI office, we might do a protest or a rally. So to support the cause, all we want to ask for is FBI investigation, thorough investigation. In fact, like we're really not very confident of handling these digital devices because we don't trust the system. There's so much corrupt, there's so much manipulation from the day one.
Has the San Francisco NYPD or San Francisco PD stepped forward or contacted you for doing any investigation or?
They
We
have a
look into the
protocol.
case.
They have a protocol. Medical examiner companies has to lead them to investigation. So that's where they start. If the medical examiner's office makes a call, then they will investigate.
So what is the status of the investigation right now? Has it been opened up?
Yeah, like actually, even from common sense and googling up and reading about it, the, there are many things that are missing for a suicide decision. The very first thing is, was there a death? There was no. And was he, they didn't even ask me if what was his mental state. That's the contradict thing. They didn't even ask me. So like, those are the critical factors that needed to be taken into consideration. And every time I called them, they made a decision and that's about it. They didn't want to reconsider. But now, like, you never know, we're reaching all the authorities.
So our public is running through a lot of state of confusion where we're hearing the cause of death as a suicide, but nobody knows what was the way the death they actually are portraying, that this is how the death happened. Are you in a position to share that what is the way that they are indicating that this was a suicide? What measures were indicated as a cause of the death?
Well, if they had taken into account the condition in which his apartment was, they would have done an investigation. They just decided the cause of death in 40 minutes.
14 minutes, that's what
40
it
minutes.
takes. 1-4.
And the reason they gave us, there was nobody else with them. And we saw on the CCTV, nobody came in, nobody went out. He shot himself. That's clear that we were shattered. We really don't understand. But next day onwards, like we knew foul play. From the second day onwards, we have been calling coroner's office, medical examiner's office, calling homicide unit, calling the police. And we've been trying to do everything we can. Within a week, we hired an attorney. We did a private autopsy that made our suspicions stronger. Well, investigation is not complete, but our suspicions got stronger after that. Then we slowly started recollecting what could have happened, looking at many different
in a closer case. So that we do not have a case and there is no investigation that is being put up, even though there was a second autopsy.
Yeah, the most important thing is that he was a witness. He was witness for a critical case, and even that is not being taken into account, and that's the most frustrating for us is like, what's the value of speaking this? Speaking to someone could lose their life. Do we ever encourage our children to stand up for truth? Is there any protection? We are like, so whistleblowers' life don't matter. We're ready to lose them. I don't know how I could have saved my son by teaching him to tell lies. The ethics with which I raised him took his life today.
So this raised a question that actually I got it from the public before, that why would someone really take the life of Suchir?
Are we living 200 years back in a mafia gang-like situation? We are going back in the time. I mean, it is, enterprises are becoming very greedy, and the compassion and caring is taking the back seat, and making money, and the greed has taken over the driving seat. So we have to bring out the compassion, caring of our people and employees is very important than the making money.
It takes a lot of strength to stand here and speak. Just not even a month.
What was the date that Suchir was 24?
Yeah, 24. We found after 3 days.
26
So a happy go-getter, a happy young man who just came back from vacation, speaking to dad at 22nd. What can go wrong that turns his life upside down? And there are a lot of parts that are very disturbing for us, and we cannot share at the moment, but when we do a PR, all of that will come out at the right time.
So we've seen a lot of coverage through a lot of news media, a lot of articles, but no action anywhere. And we don't know what to have the system take action. If anybody knows how we can proceed forward, come forward and help out. And I think that's what the next question comes from Purnim and Balaji. That what help are you looking for a community to help you?
We have a change.org petition. Please forward it to people. And the legal expenses are very, very high. Like it costs about $500 to $800 per hour for an investigation. And we need a lot of that kind of sophisticated things to do here because his computer has been deleted, his desktop has been left out. We need to do forensic. And we have a GoFundMe campaign started. We would appreciate if you can please forward it. And anyone who can support us in that would be great. And the last thing is, I want to bring some kind of legislative changes in AI in honor of its ethics and values, make AI ethical, and fight for the copyright law. And if I can find any data that Suchir has, I will support him.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take the questions next, but I'm going to invite Shan Shankaranji, who's the founder of Bharat Ki Awaaz, and have him speak a few words about, he has been very closely related into this investigation.
Thank you. In fact, I don't know Suchir, I don't know Suchir's parent. I am just a Indian citizen living here in the Bay Area. I just moved 3 years ago, dreaming I'll pursue my pursuit of happiness. I was pursuing through person of extraordinary ability because I was in startup ecosystem of sorts. So I have a lot of confidence about the Silicon Valley strength. I always tell my friends back home in India, saying that Silicon Valley is the only place where we can go pitch an idea over a coffee and can impress upon people and can make it to action, get it to action. So I think this place has, this land has the magic. So I believe that that's the reason I moved here very much. So I think when I heard this news through some of my Tamil diaspora friends, I was really shocked. And I was asking them, why, by this time we should have got into roads? Because what I could read from the very first article itself, Suchir Balaji has made a tremendous impact by working for OpenAI, working along the very important inventions like ChatGPT, and even there was a safety and ethics team. He was part of it, and he has done tremendous work. The co-founder of OpenAI, John Schulman, Elon Musk, he was the one who named this company as OpenAI because he wanted to open source this whole thing, the next phenomenon of the world, artificial intelligence. He's the one who is championing. He's the first guy who wrote the largest and helped this Sam Altman and this entire team come together and build this company. And who have been cautioning the entire world about the direction he's taking for past good year and a half, saying that this is not the right direction. This is not the way I wanted to help this company or world. He's saying by the moment the company became from non-profit to profit, that time he has cautioned and a lot of things, even the same very point which Suchir Balaji has raised. He has written a very nice research article on his website, suchir.net. All of us must be having some relation to technology. It is very easy understandable for even a hardcore, non-mathematical, non-technology person. He has clearly explained how not only he's not worried about only OpenAI, he is talking about all these generative AI companies, how they are getting hold of data to train, so that it is helping people solve their problem using artificial intelligence, whether there is fair usage. So that's what he's talking about. So if you try to take a corollary with respect to the search engine or the whole Silicon Valley's last great invention, which is Google, all the search engine companies have at least some ethical limits when it comes to crawling of data. So you have an HTML website, you have a hashtag which can let the search engine companies know whether you are keen for them to crawl you or not. That there are clear mechanisms. The entire industry has come together and kind of allowing the search engine companies to crawl them or not, or their information, or even getting additional mileage with respect to footfall or users. A lot of great defense agencies, research agencies, a lot of different governments, they put a very good clear tag saying that search engines do not want to come and crawl their sites. So that's how search engine companies have a lot of ethics built around it. But when it came to OpenAI, Suchir Balaji has clearly told in his interview with New York Times that when he built some of this initial system, he has built with the intention that it is going to help the industry, the crawling system or the systems to train the whole thing. So, but later when he found that the systems are used on a massive scale to crawl a lot of data and train and build the next big thing, not a big. So that's this whole hullabulla around Microsoft investment. Satya Nadella speaking about this whole OpenAI with all different emotions or partners. He's very stressed when he's talking about the OpenAI's investment, Microsoft's investment into OpenAI. So all of this are very clear signs. I have only one ray of hope. I may politically differ from Musk on many few things, but I think he's a visionary. All of you must, because all of us as an Indian diaspora, we love Tesla cars, right? Or whatever other innovations he's into. So as a technology entrepreneur, I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's the only one who's trying to champion or trying to bring out. It's not about Suchir Balaji. It's about ethics of the AI industry, which he is championing. I think the industry, as Balaji requested, the industry should put the profit behind and should come forward and solve this ethics problem. So using Suchir Balaji's death as a kind of a very important pivotal point for the industry, and maybe I think that's a clear foul play. It's a no-brainer. How come? In fact, I was told by his parent, he has bought a bike just that week. After his birthday, he has bought a bike. How come a kid, the 26-year-old, who is sitting on a pile of stocks or working for cutting-edge technology companies, who sought after Google, who sought after all this cutting-edge AI companies, who will go make a thing? It's not at all believable. It's common sense. Okay. See, I don't know, but whom we are fighting against, we don't know. See, Suchir's parents don't know. Is it OpenAI? Is it Microsoft? Is it Satya Nadella? Is it Sam Altman? We don't know. So they also don't know. So we want a fair investigation into the death. They have identified so many things which is clearly telling it's foul play. My only worry and for the entire community is we may think that it is happening for Suchir. So, but all our kids are studying here. They can be one of the smartest kids like Suchir, and they may go think that this whole American innovation ecosystem or American industry is very straightforward, and they may go forward and do something what Suchir have done, like Whistleblower. When they find something non-ethical, they may go do it. So they may think it's right? As a kid of America, born in North America, from India, they may say it. But when they face something similar to Suchir, do we have the system and the community standing behind them? We should stand behind them. We should stand behind Suchir's parent, Suchir. And it's not just for bringing justice for Suchir, it's a very important moment for the to identify the solution for ethics into artificial intelligence. We should stand, should support. In fact, as Purnima and Balaji, they are doing a small things to support this legal stuff. If, for example, they want to stay quiet, there may be largest corporations which may be coming forward and allowing them to stay silent. No, for them, they want to go into road and they want to fight for the cause which Suchir have stood by. Okay, Suchir, as a 26-year-old kid, he was not aware that there may be largest corporation, there may be whatnot, who is involved. He may not know. He stood just by that ethics cause, and he has wrote the research paper. He has contacted New York Times, and a lot more other facts. Like he has lined up so many interviews with so many other people subsequently. The day after his death, he was supposed to meet Associated Press. When Associated Press called the phone of Suchir, when they wanted to interview, he is no more. Balaji picked up the phone and he said he's no more. So think about it. Associated Press and so many other media organizations who are supposed to meet Suchir, why he is kind of non-existent to tell the rest of the story. He has initiated telling some story, and the story is not complete. He has not told the entire story. So we need to figure out, we need to connect dots, we need to make our own inferences, we need to kind of help America stand behind Suchir's parent. So I don't know, so it's kind of going to be a very difficult moment. And when we try to read a lot of things in Twitter, if you read, Sam Altman has supported somebody, Y Combinator. He was the founder of Y Combinator. One of the co-founder of Y Combinator ran for vice mayor. He has supported, and he has huge influence. And he said he is doing this for love for AA. But now he's sitting on a $10 billion or whatnot of a pile of OpenAI stock, right? So Elon is clearly saying he's an evil swindler. So I don't know. I don't have much differences about Sam Altman, but Elon Musk is making all these differences because he was the one who challenged this. So we should see how we can get justice, if not for anything, at least for our Suchir Balaji, and we should support their parents and all their causes, taking this message ahead and talk to our own congressmen, senators, see how they can at least help the parents to get justice. That should be a fair investigation, which is what they are asking. So we should all support and help. Thank you.
Thank you, Shaji. So now for a minute, before we open up to the questions, I'm going to request everybody to take out their phone. We want to be environmental friendly, so we're going to use our phone lines as a vigil. This room can actually raise a voice, and that voice is going to come from, as we are taking 2 minutes to take out our phone, turn on our lights, and sway them from left to right. We're going to say something, and you're going to say, justice for Suchir. Or we can even go to say, we want justice, justice for Suchir. Please turn off the lights, and can someone pass me my phone, please? Yeah, we can light this candle. Do we have a backspin? Yeah, that's my phone. Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir. Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
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 Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
We want justice.
Justice for Suchir.
Justice for Suchir.
Thank you very much. This light of hope does not end just with that. It actually is a hope that we will get justice for Suchir by having this case opened, by having this case looked into, and we make sure that this is not a foul play. And this is, we all know from deeper from our heart that this was a foul play. So let's get this case opened. I think media, community, everybody is raising voice. Where are those ears that are not hearing what we are saying? They definitely have their ear covered. So let's make sure we make this just request to the people who needs to open this case and get this case open and get the justice done, so that in future there is nobody that is going to be thinking before they are going to step forward and say any whistleblowing, any communication. So Balaji, Purnimaji, please come. These are the parents. Suchir was the only son. You cannot imagine what they're going through. They raised a son who was so strong that he had courage to stand up and speak what he saw. You must have seen a small example. When we tell our children, you're driving a car, if someone is actually road raging you, don't try to take action. Just let them pass. That's one way. But then there could be one who's going to step forward and tell the person, hey, you need to drive carefully. And that's what Suchir did. Suchir stepped up and he raised the voice of what he knew, and then he was shut down. We really thank you for coming forward and speaking your heart and sharing as much as information as you could. We'll open this to the question to the public if anybody wants to ask anything. But before that, any word that you both want to say together?
Thank you, Sritaji, for hosting, and thank you, Shyam, and the support, and everyone here. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Without the collective effort, we cannot get this.
Yeah, there is a cloud around this mysterious thing. We have to clear that. So your lights can, what we did now, going to clear that cloud which is in this case. So please help us to clear this cloud which is around Suchir.
Does anybody have any questions?
I can. Or if
It's okay. I just want to make a comment and then ask a question for my kids. So my name is Mahesh Patel. I head the data and AI practice for a private company, and I am a professor at Guyana College. So I've been active in the Indian American community, mobilizing the community for evaluation process. So one thing I want to ask is, have you heard of a person named Aaron Schwartz, who died when he was 26 years old, founder of Reddit? And he was also targeted by the FBI, the government system, and everything. So they have started a foundation. It's in the East Coast, Aaron Schwartz, and his Harvard lawyers are with him. So in that case yet has not been solved. So I would suggest you need to connect with that family as well. They have been heard. They're in the East Coast, Aaron Schwartz. You can Google him up. And one more thing, I would like, as I've seen, more importantly than us Indian Americans, first generation, I would like the kids to get involved. That's make an impact, I think, more bigger impact. I see a lot of kids here, they have to take the lead because they have to be part of the system. I think that's more important because you don't want politics. You want to share the Indian American kids, your age and the kids. You have to go out to the schools and the colleges. They have to reach out. They have to start getting really connected. So because I know a lot of our kids, I have a son who is he's also very much in the computer race. What I'm worried about is they all stay in the rooms and they're activists in the room. That is really bothering me because we don't know what, we all come out here, we are first generation, we can see each other, we know what is the biases and everything, but they're in the room. What advice, because I don't know what he's, because I also know, talking to him and other folks, there's a lot of dark network which is really influencing the second generation kids, especially the whiz kids. You know, how do we manage that? And how, I don't know what advice you can give us, but first and foremost, I want to tell you is we need to engage some other Aaron Schwartz family. By the way, he was a competitor to Sam Altman as well. You'll see, once you Google it, you get the whole history about this dark thing that is going on there. So we need to, that's how we can build that network and work for Suchir Balaji. I know he was an amazing kid. And first of all, thank you for coming and sharing because I wanted to hear you. And if you are really courageous, and I'm sure he must have been definitely double courageous. Thank you again. And please just advise the kids what they should be doing. That's all I want to hear from you.
Anybody else?
Come on. Please. You want to speak? Yeah.
So good evening. Thank you for all coming here. My name is Kumar Nalisami. I'm representing West Coast non-resident Tamil community. And I was part of the area Tamil all community. We do support community issues as a collectively together. One thing is when I heard this news, it was shock. And the parent was asking how we can educate our kids. I think I know everyone, we put them in to learn and do that work. We don't teach them how they can stand for if something happens. Because that is a very important thing is you have to educate them. Even the whistleblowing thing is, any company if they're doing wrong thing is, you don't need to come out. You can educate them to the ethics, all the things in there. You can make this, and that will, the system is protected. This is like irrespective of the company inside. Even that is very important to educate every family. Once whistleblower, it's protected. They cannot send you out till the investigation happens. The justice will really come out the truth. They will do the thorough investigation irrespective of influence inside. I think everybody knows that is there, all the corporate companies. I think you need to educate the kids, making sure they do the right thing is not to really afraid of anything. You have to educate them properly. That's the one thing I want to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So anybody who's in HR, who's involved in the management of the companies, should actually make this thing as a part of your policies that how the whistleblower should come forward and what are their rights and how can they follow process. I would request anybody who wants to speak, keep coming to the side and queue up there for me.
I am Karthik. I am from Federation of North American Tamil Associations. I also work for Bay Area Tamil Mandram and we volunteer in many organizations like Association of Andro-Americans and everything. First of all, we would like to, we have no words to say like one child and how much you would have, spent for these things. Like we deeply regret and we deeply condolences for whatever happened. But justice needs to be given as you are asking, and it's like a very, very fair question. As a parent, like you want to know what happened, and we are with you. So we are going to do whatever we can to support you in all our whatever we can do, right? So we have the GoFundMe, just we came to know, and we will forward to our Tamil community, and also that we will spread across the Indian community, Asian Indian, right? So.
It's not just Indian community. I think
Yes,
this is everybody.
Yeah,
this is not, we don't have the human race doesn't have a color or a boundary.
Yeah.
Every single person
whichever culture.
Correct, yeah, so of course, like, so we will do whatever we can do. And one question I have is like, so does he have any close friends or anyone like who went through with this thing, like, so like we can ask them to start the thing, like as someone was saying, like the child, the kids, they need to come forward, like we definitely support them, we back them, but if the kids comes and fight for this, that have a huge visibility, right? So that's going to help. And it gets a big attention. So we would like to focus on that area too. Again, I deeply condolences for whatever. Thank you so much for coming forward and thanking for your time.
Thank you.
I am Hende Rao. I represent two organizations, Global Indian Technology Professionals Association and Foundation for India and Indian Diaspora Studies. I've been long-time resident of Cupertino, almost like 25 years, but unfortunately never met Suchir, but definitely very proud of being here for the prodigy, as you said, Pulwati. This loss is not just for a family, but I see that the trajectory and the talent and innovation that we had and the courage, definitely we are missing would have been a great, not just a human being and technologist, but also entrepreneur. So it's a great loss. I can't imagine that what he would have been. Looking at his journey, definitely doesn't come out as a weak person. A person who can stand against a giant, which is almost like going to be $1 trillion company or anything, against that and taking a firm stand is not a person who can come out as a suicidal person. A person who has written such a well methodical document, the research paper, doesn't sound a weak person. A person who is coming from a strong family that we are seeing with the values and his recent past raises a lot of suspicions about what had happened. So on this background, we demand that this case needs to be opened, particularly because it's so suspicious and odds are so against. And we see that the huge industry, it is important not from an individual perspective or a family perspective, but in this race of how AI evolves further. It is important that this needs to be investigated and some framework needs to be placed in the place. And as I mentioned that Foundation for India and Indian Diaspora Studies, we work on the policies, we work on the congressional matters. We have various issues related to US-India relations as well as the Indian diaspora. But one of the issues that we'll definitely look at it and take it is the ethical and responsible AI. That's one commitment we give. The second is that the loss that we are seeing, particularly to the family and to the Indian diaspora, will make sure that Indian diaspora is committed to put a required pressure to open up the case. We strongly support parents, both Purnimaji and Balaji, and there are a lot of we can see that it's very unfortunate that this case actually missed the media which in the initial period. It also shows a lot of suspicions around the lack of participation from the investigative agencies. And with whatever the contacts that I have personally, in whether it's in the Justice Department or whether it's a political or even into the various investigative, we'll try to pull the efforts towards that. But it's suspicious and surprising that such a case, in a way that innocent person is died, and the circumstances are very suspicious, and no one is actually coming forward, and they are in a hurry to close the matter. And that's why the suspicion goes up, and we are all committed to make sure that the case opens up and truth comes out of it. And whatever the truth, we actually feel that he is a very strong person, but in all the circumstances, that steps needs to be taken. Some framework which can assure that our talented children, our generation is committed to be strong take their positions on an ethical and be strong about themselves too. And with this, I really sympathize parents, and will be committing and working with you to make sure that whatever we can do to make sure that this case is open and the framework in a place, investigative agencies are involved, all the Indian community as well as the technical community, the entrepreneurs also supports all the things, and we are committed for Suchir and his legacy.
Thank you very much. We're going to try to keep the comments for under a minute for everybody so that everybody gets a chance. And then once the comments are done, then I'll come back to you all if you have any questions.
Hello, Namaskar ji. First of all, I want to share my request. Yeah. Oh, I'm Jasneet, and I actually represent all the parents of Silicon Valley. I am a Berkeley parent myself. I feel strongly for you. I just have a question for you. I know that you are, it's actually funny because her son, they didn't know him. I talked to my daughter about it, but I'm really great. I want to ask you, how can we help you? I know it's going to be a very long battle. It's going to take a lot of energy from you. We want to let you know we are here for you. We are here, and there are many more behind this who are there for you. But we want to know how can we support you through this battle, because we want to keep this battle in the judicial system.
Thank you for coming for help. And like past 2 weeks when the news has been out, like many people are reaching out to the people whom they know, like in authorities or in terms of spreading the word, spreading creating the campaign, guiding us what to do. So we've been incredibly great, but we are not backing off. It's our child, and we need any kind of contact within the upcoming government, right? Like government is taking over. If you have any contacts, and if you have any contacts in India that we can talk to. That's really.
Thank you, Purnima. It's very well heard. If you have contacts, come forward.
Okay, so we are from Indian Art and Culture and South Bay Tamils. We have a network of 2,000 parents. I came to know about this 2 weeks before, and she's a Subrata who's closely associated with Balaji, and she's a VP at Bain Hunt. She has some story to tell you.
Okay, I'm really sorry, Purnima and Balaji. And we are from Cupertino, and my Balaji family is our neighbor. I know Suchir personally, and during his high school, we had a robotics team. All the neighborhood kids are very close, and so we just formed a team with the neighborhood boys, and we went for robotic competitions. And I interacted Suchir a lot, and he used to teach, even though I was a coach, he used to teach me how to design the robot. This is how we should do, and my son was so involved, and my son and Suchir interacted closely, and those were some joyous moments. And Suchir spent a lot of time at home, and at that point, it was very easy to communicate with Suchir technically. So it was a shock when I heard about it, and I didn't even know how to react. And even at this point, the size of the problem is so big, I can't even consume the amount of background work. Whoever is involved has done it, and to hitting from the back to find out who it is, it's a humongous effort. And as a community, if all of us could help this, because most of our kids are also in the tech industry, and it's not Suchir's story alone. Like Purnima said, I have taught my sons to not lie. I've always said that don't tell lies, and they are brought up that way. And they can't manipulate or they can't lie. They're very straightforward kids, and that's the story of many of our sons and daughters here. And what Suchir faced, our kids might also face at a lower grade, and this is an eye-opener for all of us. And so they have been hit first. So let's all support them in all ways possible. And Purnima, I'm there for you. Thank you.
We will support you, and she's also a neighbor, and so we will support you, and whatever we are next door, and we will keep supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's the last speaker. After that, we'll come to the questions.
Hi everyone. To support the cause, we expect and demand justice for Suchir Balaji. We know Purnima for a very long time, and she has been a great mother, and she couldn't be enough proud of her son and his achievements. And we really cannot imagine.
So this will help us, legacy of Suchir